Hey everybody, so I just wanted to jump on here and leave my review for Spirited. Now I know we're not in the Christmas season anymore, we're well into the new year of 2023, but this is one of those movies that I did happen to see during the holiday season, like I imagine a lot of people did, especially if you have Apple TV, and I never got around to doing a review at that time, but I wanted to leave one just so I didn't forget. Because Spirited was one of those movies that I really had a fun time watching. It wasn't that movie that I think I'm gonna have as an annual revisit all the time, but it was certainly a movie that I had a lot of fun with, and I did chuckle, I did enjoy the musical numbers to it. In case you're not familiar, Spirited is one of those movies that is just something we've seen just time and time again in terms of the Charles Dickens story about Ebenezer Scrooge, A Christmas Carol, and all that. But this time it's done with a more modern take, the musical twist to it, and it's a lot of fun. Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds kind of lead the movie in this one. And what's great about this is that Ryan Reynolds, who I do think is very charming in a lot of the movies that he does, gets to play like the Ebenezer Scrooge character here. And Will Ferrell's character playing the Ghost of Christmas Present alongside past and future. I'm sure you guys already know the story of A Christmas Carol, but just a very lonely and very, miserable man who kind of wreaks just annoyance and havoc amongst everybody else that he comes across. All that misery is visited by these three spirits, the past, present, and future, to kind of remind him and show him exactly why he became so miserable in the first place. But it's done in such a really fun, exciting way. The musical numbers are really just pop. They're really loud, they're exciting, they're colorful, and I really found myself kind of moving my feet, just really having a good time. I'm a big musical lover. Just as a kid, I've always enjoyed them, especially growing up and doing musical theater myself. So Spirited was one of those movies I thought, I would just love to jump in and have some fun with them. Octavia Spencer also does a supporting role here, and she has a lot of fun with the character that she has. She even gets a couple of her own numbers, which is really fun to see. And it's one of those movies that, again, that we've seen this storyline kind of take place numerous times in any version, whether it's the original Christmas Carol, the one that Robert Zemeckis gave us with Jim Carrey. There's the Muppets Christmas Carol. There's all sorts of different types of this storytelling. Ghost of Girlfriends Past. I forget what the title is, that movie with Matthew McConaughey. But again, this kind of idea has been done over and over again, but this time done with a really fun, like I said, musical aspect. And I really did enjoy it. It's one of those movies that I think is fun to put on maybe, of course, during the holiday season. Again, maybe not annually. I don't think it's going to be a movie that I personally watch every holiday. But if I happen to put it on, I know I'm going to be entertained because the acting's really fun. The direction's really great. You could see they put a lot of effort and time into this movie. A lot of budgets went into this movie because it is a big spectacle, but it is a really good time at home. So it's one of those movies that if you had watched in a theater, if you were lucky enough, great. I hope you enjoyed. But for me, just kind of sitting at home with hot chocolate, it was a perfect viewing. And it's one of those movies that I'm going to keep thinking about just when the holidays come around. While it may, again, because this day and age, I kind of just resort back to all the nostalgic movies that I loved as a kid more than anything. But Spirited is one of those movies that I'm definitely going to revisit at some point. I don't know when, but one of those movies I definitely want to see again, mostly for the musical aspect and the choreography, because that's kind of what gives the movie its life. Otherwise, if it was without music, I probably wouldn't have loved it as much. But because we got all these original songs, it's a good time. So if you haven't seen it yet, I do recommend watching Spirited. If you're somebody that doesn't like to wait for the holidays in order to watch a Christmas-themed movie, then check it out. Who cares if it's the middle of January? Just watch it. It's fun. It's still a good time. I'm that person that can watch a Halloween movie in the middle of the year. I don't care. I don't have to have Halloween just in order to make it. I mean, of course, Halloween or Christmas or whatever the holiday is makes it more, that's, all the more special. But I'm the person that can watch it any time of year if it's going to put me in a good mood. So Spirited is one of those movies that I recommend that you can watch at any time. Of course, it's going to resonate with you more with that holiday cheer. But it is a movie I'm going to recommend in case you are a musical lover and you want to see a different spin on the Charles Dickens tale. But yeah, if you have seen Spirited, I'd love to know your thoughts. Did you enjoy it as much as I did in terms of that musical aspect? Is it a movie that you feel is going to become a Christmas tradition for you? Unlike me, who won't make it one of those, but it's something that I will revisit at some point because I did have fun with it. And I am recommending it for that reason alone. So if you love music, if you love Christmas, if you love it all together, then check it out. And Ryan Reynolds, Octavia Spencer, and Will Ferrell, you can't go wrong. So just let me know what your thoughts were, and I look forward to hearing what everyone else thought about this movie as much as I did.